So let's just talk about props in React. So props or properties are the fundamental concept where we can pass data from one component to another. So suppose we have one component A1 and another component A2, so we can pass data between them by using props. And the data we send, that cannot be changed. So the data is read-only and the data is immutable. So currently we have this functional component grid which says welcome to React, and we are rendering inside that app.js. So we have imported the grid we are using right here. So let's just remove all of this, and this is the output. So here app component is the parent and the grid is the child. Now we can send data to this grid component with the help of props. So here we can send name props. So we can send any random name like John, and then inside our child component we can use that. So here it will take props, and here instead of writing welcome to React we can greet any person. So for this we have to use the curly braces, and inside that we can write our JavaScript. So the props is one object, so we can use props.name to access the name that we have passed from this parent component. So now you can see we have the output welcome John. So this way we can use multiple greet component and we can greet different person. So we can greet Sam, we can greet Julie, and this is how the output look like. And also we can destructure our properties. So instead of writing props, we can directly destructure right here. So we can destructure the name and we can directly use the name, and we don't have to use props.name, and our output is the same. Now similar to this we can use the props in class components also. So if we create another component welcome.js, so we have created this welcome class. Now we need to have the render method. So here we're just gonna return the h1 which says hello, and then we can pass the name. So in class component we can access those properties with this keyword. So here we have to use this dot props dot and then the property name like name. So we have exported this welcome component. Now we have to import that in our app.js. So import welcome from. Now we can use that welcome component, and here we have to pass the name props. So we're gonna pass the name as Rob, and the name will be used right here. So if we look at the output, so you can see we have hello Rob. So this way we can use multiple components and we can pass different names. So in class component, to access the props we have to use this dot props, where in case of functional component we can directly access those properties. So let's now talk about default props. So default props, where we can set default values to one property. So we have to use grid, which is the component name, dot default prop, and we can assign one object. So here we can add default name property. So whenever we do not pass any name to this component, then this default property will be used. Like an example, if we use one grid component without passing any name, so now if we look at the output, so you can see by default welcome exists, and because there is no name, so by default it is using this name, which is the default name. So there are some advantages of using props in React. So first of all, with the help of props we can pass data from one component to another component. Secondly, we can reuse one component multiple times because we can send different props to one same element. And thirdly, the props are read-only, so this way components will be more predictable and it will be easier to debug them. So this is the way we can use props to send data from one component to another component. So that's it for the video. See you in the next one. Take care.